CM 365, all about Carnatic music. Today we look into another very interesting ragam which actually came into existence and became popular in the post-Trinity period. Yes, I am referring to the ragam Mohana Kalyani, which finds a reference to, actually in the Mahabharata Chudamani you find a reference to this ragam. But it was up to Bhagyakaras like Muttaya Bhagavatar to actually give proper shape to this ragam through their beautiful compositions. In fact, Muttaya Bhagavatar has created 3 beautiful compositions in this: Siddhi Vinayakam, Bhuvaneshwariya and Shivam Vrishabha Vaha Rudam. The third one is fairly not too popular, I would say, but the first two are quite popular in this ragam. First, let's look at the Arohana Avarana of this ragam. As the name itself denotes, Mohana Kalyani. So from this you can infer that the Arohana or the ascent is that of Mohanam and the Avarohana or the descent is that of Kalyani. So it goes like Sari ga pa da sa sa ni da pa ma ga re sa Sari ga pa da sa sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So where we see that this combination of 2 scales has been done to create this ragam. So it's also very important that here, because of this factor, we have to keep on maneuvering throughout the notes. The Arohana and Avarohana have to come mixed judiciously at all points of time to give you the correct picture of the ragam. If you just keep doing phrases in the Arohana krama, it will sound like Mohanam, like sa ri ga pa da sa. If you keep on singing like that, it will sound like Mohanam. Or if you do sa ni da pa ma ga, then it will sound like Kalyani only. So we have to mix the Arohana and Avarohana very nicely, like sa ri ga pa ma ga re ga pa da pa ma ga re ga pa da sa ni da pa ma ga re ga pa da sa ri ga re sa ni da pa ma ga re ga da pa ma ga re pa ma ga re sa ni da sa. So that kind of complete travel of the Arohana and Avarohana is very important to create that color or picture of the raga. Now if you look at the Hindustani parallel, is there any ragam which is similar to this Mohana Kalyani? Well, we could say that the ragam Suddha Kalyan or Bhup Kalyan shares exactly the same Arohana Avarohana of this ragam. But how does it sound different is the fact that first is the Kala Pramana, in the sense that the way the notes are handled with slow jaru in the Hindustani mode gives it a completely different picture. Whereas in our system, the ragam itself has got a Madhyama Kala nature, in the sense that sa re ga pa ma ga re ga pa da pa ma ga re ga pa da sa ni da pa ma ga re. Like this it goes. Now let us look at a few compositions, especially that of Muttaya Bhagavatar, which gives us a beautiful picture of the ragam. First is Siddhi Vinayakam. Siddhi Vinayakam seveham varam Siddhi Vinayakam seveham varam Siddhi Vinayakam seveham varam Siddhi Vinayakam seveham. Or Bhuvaneshwariya Nenamanasave Bhuvaneshwariya Nenamanasave Bhuvaneshwariya Nenamanasave. Like this we see that there are some beautiful compositions in Mohana Kalyani. There is also another composition of Lalgudi Gopala Iyer, Tamadam Tagadaya, a Kriti. And of course, as usual, Sri Lalgudi Jayaraman sir has composed a beautiful Tillana in this ragam, which is extremely popular both in the music field as well as in the dance circuit, where you see like Takat janu dim ta janu dim ta dirana Takat janu dim ta janu dim ta dirana 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 takat janu dim ta janu dim ta dirana 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 takat janu dim ta janu dim ta dirana. So where he has very beautifully in the first phrase itself brought out the contour of the ragam very nicely. Of course, when there are not too many compositions in ragams like this, but they are very pleasing and sound very nice and appeal to the rasikas. Also, we see that artists have taken up the challenge and they also render ragam tanam pallavis in such ragams. Thus giving it a wider scope and reach in terms of the Manodharma. You see that when it is part of the Ragam Tanam Pallavi, it becomes more expansive in terms of the Raga Alapana, the Kalpanaswaram, the Neraval, everything adding to it. So the Ragam also starts expanding actually. Though the compositions are an indication of the movements of the Ragam, we see that the Manodharma aspects, when rendered to it, give it a much larger and wider scope. CM 365, all about Carnatic music.